attention, executive function, and emotion regulation. Overall, ADHD affects several aspects important to psychological health. Among them are attention, executive function, and emotion regulation. I will highlight these three areas and mention how mindfulness can help. The first aspect is attention. Due to its name, ADHD is often perceived as a deficit in attention, but more accurately, it is a difficulty in attention regulation. Mindfulness practice actively engages attention and can train you to become more aware of what happens to your attention moment to moment. Through mindfulness, you will practice shifting attention and refocusing in order to enhance attentional control. On the following tracks, I will start with an awareness of the breath exercise as a basic way to observe attention, notice distraction, and bring attention back to the present moment. In other practices, you will gradually expand attention and awareness to sounds, body sensations, movement, thoughts, emotions, and actions. As with physical exercise, through repetition and practice, over time, mindfulness can strengthen your attention muscle, allowing for greater ability to focus on what you are wanting to focus on. The second aspect is executive function. What does that mean? This word is used by neuropsychologists to describe the mental ability to plan, organize information, think flexibly, make decisions, and remember an intention. Executive function helps us pay attention to what is relevant to a situation and to filter out what is not. Executive function and a related skill called working memory help us keep information in mind as we perform complex tasks. Executive function is also an important part of impulse control, as it helps us inhibit a response. For example, delaying an urge to snack in between meals, or resisting the urge to interrupt in conversations. Many people often compare executive function to the skills of a company executive. For example, the company executive has to remember the overall goal of the company and make decisions that meet the goal without getting distracted by other agendas or intense emotions. The executive has to know which part of the company needs to grow and which part may need to be downsized. When the company executive doesn't function well, projects don't get completed, the company loses its focus, and the productivity drops. If you have ADHD, your executive function, working memory, and impulse control can be impaired. For example, you may have many ideas but have trouble prioritizing, thinking everything is equally important. You may feel paralyzed, not knowing where to begin, or sometimes impulsively starting several projects at once. You may have trouble initiating, staying on, or transitioning out of a task. You may also have trouble estimating how much time you have and squeezing too many last-minute tasks before you leave your house. At times, your brain may function like a slow computer, getting in the way of a timely response. As a famous psychiatrist, Dr. Viktor Frankl once said, "Between stimulus and response, there's a space. In that space is our power to choose our response. In our response lies our growth and our freedom." Mindfulness allows you to become more aware of the space between the stimulus and response, and with practice, you will learn to withhold an impulse and more clearly choose the action that will be most effective for you, moment to moment. The stop practice, which you will learn later, is especially helpful in recognizing problems related to executive function and working with this area of ADHD. The third aspect that ADHD affects is emotion regulation. Having ADHD can make it difficult to regulate emotions, which can also lead to being impulsive and reactive. You may be more prone to emotional ups and downs and alternate between being either overly enthusiastic or easily discouraged. You may have trouble with a hot temper and moodiness and not always know how to recognize and express your feelings. Uncomfortable feelings like restlessness or boredom can also seem like a problem. Mindfulness can help you become more aware of your feelings and watch them from a non-judgmental, witnessing perspective and put words on what is happening inside. In this way, mindfulness allows you to compassionately be with intense negative feelings that might arise, without avoiding them or being flooded by them. The practices stop, rain, and the loving kindness, which you will also learn, can be especially helpful in working with difficult thoughts and emotions. Difficulties with attention, executive function, and emotion regulation can often have a trickle-down effect on other areas of your life, like your ability to communicate in relationships, maintain a healthy self-image, and manage your stress. Overall, living with ADHD can be stressful to you and those close to you. Mindful awareness can help address these ADHD-related problems. As you begin the practices presented here, you will become aware of what your ADHD is like and how it shows up in different moments of your life. Through practice, you will feel more grounded and in control of your life. In relationships, you will become a more thoughtful speaker and listener. You will recognize the inner judgments and develop a greater acceptance of yourself and others. When ADHD gets in your way, you will start experiencing feelings of compassion instead of shame or anger, and be more empowered to work with your difficulties. You will be able to bring moments of relaxation from the stress, even if for only one breath. Through increased awareness and practice of mindful action, you will begin to live with your ADHD with greater choice, self-compassion, and inner balance.